Hi guys, welcome to my first video in my marching percussion or rudimental drumming tutorial series, and in this video I'm going to be first talking about traditional grip because that's basically the most essential part of rudimental drumming. So first up, before we begin, I want just make sure that you guys are, if you can, are able to get a decent quality practice pad. I'll leave some down in the description. This one that I'm going to be using particularly today is called the Off-World Vater V3 practice pad, and if you also want to get a pair of marching sticks, I really recommend these sticks or even the Ralph Hardimans, which are the sticks that I started off with. But these sticks that I'm going to be using today are the Mike Jacksons from Vic Firth. So as you can see, these are the Mike Jacksons. And so they are signature sticks, by the way. And so now I'm going to start with the video. So first up, so you want to know more about the stick before you can actually hold it. So first up, so there's the front part of the stick, the back part of the stick, and the middle balance part of the stick. But however, the stick isn't actually, if you actually have a stick and you can hold it, you'll see that the stick isn't actually balanced in the center of the stick. It's more balanced towards the back, and it's specifically the fulcrum or the pivot point of the stick, which is the main point where the front part of the stick and the back point of the stick are actually on the flag on Vic Firth sticks. The other sticks do differ based on what brand it is, but Vic Firth sticks, the flag is definitely on the flag, or the pivot point is definitely on the flag. So now once we find that, I'm going to cover some beginner things about traditional grip. So first off, if you don't know, so traditional grip is basically this grip right here, and it has two different things. One is the right hand grip is basically just a regular match grip, so like this. And the left hand grip is a traditional grip, so it's a sideways grip. So the thing that's the most different about these things are the different kinds of movement. Because for the right hand grip, it's like knocking a door when you're playing. However, when you're playing with traditional grip, you're moving your wrist left to right instead of front and back. So that does make a huge difference. And if you're coming from if you're like a set drummer and you're coming from there, from concert percussion, it will take some time to getting used to and like getting a good feel with it. But it is like with a lot of practice, you can get it done pretty easily. So so first things first, so as I talked about, the pivot point is on the flag. So what you want to do is for the right hand, you want to put your thumb so that it's parallel to the flag and it's lying on the flag. And next, you want to put your pointer finger around and make sure that you're holding it properly, or like tight. But you don't want to hold it like super tight where you're just like holding it down. But you don't also want to like hold it like really lightly. It should just be like something that you can just. It should just be a good enough level where you know that the stick won't fall out of your hand, but it's not something that will like actually hurt you when you're playing. So, if you so like what since it's a pivot point, you can actually technically play without the use of any other fingers if you wanted to. But the main thing about the other fingers is that they allow you for control. So it's like easier to do accents and taps, play at faster speeds. Because as you can see, when I'm playing faster, I push down with these fingers, which allows me to play faster. And this isn't something I will be covering in this video because it is something that you should do later on or practice later on once you get the hang of like actually hitting with traditional grip first. So yeah, but these three fingers, they should just rest on the stick. They shouldn't be putting any additional pressure on them. They should just rest. And you want to try your best so that you don't, like, when you're playing, you don't take these fingers off because it is essential that you keep them on. So next up, I'm going to be talking about the left hand grip. Now the left hand grip is quite different as I talked about earlier, but the pivot point is the same. It's the flag. So instead of having like any fingers holding it, you want the flag to like lie right in between these two fingers, the thumb and the pointer finger. And once you have that, you want to put your thumb on the stick and your pointer finger on the stick. Now this is how I personally hold it. I've seen players who hold it like this, somewhat. Some players have their finger more curved in. It really just depends to what you're comfortable with, because then at the end of the day, everyone's hand sizes and hands are very different. So if someone tells you, oh no, this is like the specific way to hold it, that's not true, because it has to be comfortable. And yes, there are some certain things that can be wrong about your grip, and if your coach is telling you that you should fix something, then you probably should. But like if they're telling you that I mean, obviously listen to your coach, but like if someone else is telling you that like you should keep your finger at like a certain spot exactly, and it's not comfortable for you, then it might not be the right grip for you. So once you have those two fingers on, you can see that this is the main pivot point. So you can technically even take those two fingers off and play like this. But the main thing is that, like I said, every other finger that you add on gives you more control, and you always want to start off with having the most control you can, because it will help when you're playing at faster tempos. So next up, you just want to put this finger, your middle finger, up, like lying next to it. It shouldn't be really putting any additional pressure. And yeah, none of these fingers should be really putting pressure. Like, you shouldn't be holding down the stick. It should just be like a light thing. I mean, it will take getting used to be able to actually like hold the like keep your fingers on the stick specifically. But that just comes with a lot of practice, and you just have to make sure that you're trying to not take them off when you're playing. So the next two fingers, the last two, these are the two hardest fingers to actually keep on the stick when you're first starting off. And when you're playing at faster tempos, yes, people do take them off. But like if you're watching professionals and if you start off while taking them off, it'll be bad, because you will not be able to get like higher speeds necessarily. So what I like to do is I like to curve them up a little bit like this, and then like I rest the stick on my first joint right here. So my my grip essentially is like this, where the flag is in the middle. My thumb rests on my pointer finger. My middle finger rests next to my pointer finger, and then these two fingers lie underneath on that first joint. So once you get a feel for that, I will be talking about some exercises in the next video, but just try to hit some legato strokes. If you don't know what those are, they're just like full strokes. And try to just keep your fingers on. And I will talk about some of the exercises that I use specifically to or I use to get better, and I still practice them every day, just because it's like they're basically one of the best warm-ups and stuff. It's like 8 at 16, stick controls, things like that. So be sure to check out my next videos.